Jude, the wealthy heir to a powerful empire, has everything except true love. Tired of women who only see his fortune, he devises a daring plan. He will disguise himself as a beggar to find a woman who will love him for who he is, not for his money. Get ready for an exciting journey filled with engaging stories, fun adventures, and moments that will inspire and entertain you. Your support means the world to us, so don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel to keep you updated when we post something new, let us know what you feel in the comment section, and share with your friends and loved ones as we embark on this amazing journey together. In the heart of Lagos, in a grand mansion filled with luxury, lived a young, handsome billionaire named Jude. Despite his wealth and power, Jude was deeply troubled. Every woman he had ever encountered was only interested in his money. His mother, Chief Mrs. Aduk, had grown impatient with his bachelorhood and constantly pressured him to marry and give her a grandchild. "Jude, you are not getting any younger," she would say. "If you do not marry soon, I will find a bride for you myself." Jude was frustrated. He wanted a woman who would love him for who he was, not for his fortune. Desperate, he devised a plan. He would disguise himself as a beggar to find true love. He wanted to meet a woman whose kindness came from the heart, not from greed. One evening, dressed in ragged clothes, with dust smeared on his face, Jude walked into the bustling streets of Lagos and sat at a corner, holding an old tin cup. "Please, help a poor man," he called out as people passed him by, ignoring him. For hours, no one stopped. Some looked at him in disgust, while others just walked away. Some even mocked him. "Lazy man. Go find work," someone spat as they walked past him. Just as he was about to give up for the day, a young woman named Lina walked past. She had a warm heart and kind eyes. She saw Jude and felt an immediate urge to help. She stopped and said, "I'm so sorry, sir. I don't have any money on me right now. But please, wait here." Lina ran to her friend Mary, who stood a few feet away. "Mary, please, do you have anything I can give to that poor man?" "He looks hungry," Lina asked. Mary scoffed, rolling her eyes. "Lina, are you crazy? Why waste your money on a beggar? These people are lazy and only want to take advantage of you. Just ignore him." Lina frowned. "But Mary, what if he really needs help?" "Suit yourself," Mary said dismissively. Lina sighed and returned to Jude. "I'm sorry, I really wanted to help you, but I don't have anything now. I promise I'll bring something tomorrow." The next day, true to her word, Lina returned with a small packet of food and gave it to Jude. He was touched by her kindness. Every day, Lina would bring him food and sit with him for a few minutes to chat. Despite having little herself, she shared whatever she had. One evening, it began to rain heavily, and Jude was drenched. Lina saw him shivering and, without thinking twice, took off her shawl and wrapped it around him. "You can't stay out here in this weather," she said with concern. "Come to my house. At least for tonight." Jude hesitated, but Lina insisted. She took him to her small, modest home. She gave him a towel, warm food, and a blanket. "You don't have to thank me," she said as she smiled. "I just want to help." Mary continued to warn her. "Lina, you're wasting your time. Why are you helping this man? He can't do anything for you." But Lina ignored her friend's words. "Mary, helping others is not about what they can do for you. It's about doing what's right." Days turned into weeks. Jude, still in his disguise, helped Lina with small household chores in gratitude for her kindness. They talked about life, dreams, and laughter filled the small home. Jude realized he had fallen in love with Lina's selflessness and kind heart. One evening, Jude decided to test Lina's heart even further. He pretended to have fallen ill, groaning in pain. Without hesitation, Lena spent the night nursing him, using her last bit of money to buy him medicine. "You're all I have, Lena," Jude whispered weakly. "Why do you do this? Why do you care?" Lena smiled. "Because everyone deserves kindness, Jude. No one should be left to suffer alone." Tears welled in Jude's eyes. This was the woman he had been searching for all his life. One evening, after dinner, Jude finally decided it was time to reveal his true identity. "Lena, there is something you must know," he said hesitantly. Lena blinked in surprise. "What is it?" Jude stood up and wiped the dirt off his face. "I am not really a beggar. My name is Jude Aduk, and I am a billionaire. I disguised myself because I wanted to find someone who would love me for who I am, not my wealth." Lena gasped. She couldn't believe her ears. You lied to me all this time." "Lena, please understand. I needed to be sure that your kindness was real. And you proved to me that it was. You are the woman I have been searching for all my life." Lena felt a mix of emotions, anger, betrayal, and confusion. "You should have told me the truth. I helped you because I thought you were truly in need." Jude took her hands in his. "And that is exactly why I love you, Lena. You are kind, selfless, and full of love. I want to spend my life with you." Mary, who had been watching from a distance, was in shock. "Lena, you mean this beggar was actually a billionaire all along? And I told you not to help him." Jude smiled. "And that is why Lena is different. She did not judge me by my appearance. She helped me out of the kindness of her heart." Lena took a deep breath. The truth was overwhelming, but deep down, she knew Jude was sincere. A smile slowly spread across her face. "I don't care about your money, Jude. I liked you when I thought you had nothing. That won't change now." Jude beamed with happiness. "Then be my wife, Lena. Let me love you the way you deserve." Jude held Lena's hand as they stepped out of the car in front of his family's grand estate. The mansion stood tall, its golden gates gleaming under the afternoon sun. Lena hesitated, feeling the weight of the moment pressing on her chest. "Are you sure about this, Jude?" she asked nervously. "What if your mother doesn't accept me?" Jude squeezed her hand reassuringly. "Trust me, Lena. My mother wants me to be happy. And you are my happiness." They walked through the grand doors, where a butler led them to the sitting room. Jude's mother, Lady Margaret, sat gracefully in a high-back chair, her elegant silk gown draping over her legs. Her sharp eyes studied Lena the moment she stepped in, taking in her simple yet dignified presence. "So, you are the woman my son has chosen." Lady Margaret finally spoke, her voice carrying authority. Lena felt a lump in her throat, but she nodded. "Yes, ma'am." There was a long pause before Lady Margaret let out a soft chuckle. "I must admit, Jude, I expected you to bring home another socialite or businesswoman." She turned to Lena. "But tell me, young lady, what makes you love my son?" Lena straightened up. "I loved him when he had nothing. I cared for him when I thought he was just a beggar. My feelings are not for his wealth, but for his heart." Lady Margaret's expression softened. She had spent years watching women chase after her son's money. Yet here was a woman who had loved him at his lowest. "You have my blessing," she finally said with a warm smile. Jude beamed, pulling Lena into a tight embrace. But just as they were about to celebrate, a loud scoff echoed from the hallway. "I don't believe this," a sharp voice rang out. Jude turned to see his cousin, Victor, stepping into the room. Victor had always been envious of Jude, secretly wishing to take his place as heir to the family's empire. "This girl," Victor sneered. "A commoner. You expect her to fit into this family?" Lena's face turned red with embarrassment, but before she could speak, Jude stepped forward. Lena is worth more than all the wealth in this house, he said firmly. She has a heart that none of the women we grew up with could ever match. Lady Margaret stood, her regal presence silencing the room. Victor, that is enough. My son has made his choice, and I support him. If you cannot respect that, you are free to leave. Victor's face darkened, but he knew better than to argue with Lady Margaret. He stormed out, leaving an air of tension behind. Jude turned to Lena, cupping her face gently. Don't listen to him. You belong here, with me. Lena smiled, tears forming in her eyes. A few months later, Jude and Lena had a grand wedding in his mansion. Lena was now dressed in elegance, but her heart remained the same, pure and kind. Mary, still in disbelief, watched as her friend married a billionaire, the same man she had told her to ignore. At the wedding, Jude's mother, Chief Mrs. Aduk, approached Lena and held her hands. My dear, you have given me the greatest gift, proof that true love still exists. Welcome to the family. Lena's kindness had won her a love more precious than gold, and Jude finally found the woman who loved him for who he was, not for what he had. As for Mary, she learned an important lesson that day: kindness and an open heart always bring unexpected blessings. And so, Jude and Lena lived happily ever after, proving that true love is not about wealth, but about the heart.